So class, today we start with the second unit of your syllabus, which is on valuation of securities. Uh, in this unit, we will be valuing the equity shares through the various dividend approaches. Okay, some of this we have done in corporate finance, where you were discounting the future expected earnings from the share, and we will also study some new approaches. But before that, we will cover the theoretical content of what are the various theories to security valuation. I have already given you an overview about the three broad approaches which are followed when we are valuing these securities. The first and foremost and the most widely used approach is the fundamental analysis. Second approach is the technical analysis, and third is the efficient market hypothesis. So let us start. Just see the presentation. Okay, the three approaches under fundamental analysis, we are analyzing the fundamentals at three levels. We start with the company, then we move to the industry, and then to the economy. You can also follow a topward bottom approach, top bottom approach, and you can start with the economy, then move to a particular industry, and then narrow down on the company where you want to invest. So let us start. Kuncha is late for the class. Okay, so fundamental analysis, it involves determining the intrinsic value. Intrinsic value means the real net worth of the share. To your calculations, you calculate the intrinsic value, you compare it with the market value of the share or the market price of the share. And if you find that the market price is lower than the intrinsic value, you will purchase the share. That is how the fundamentalists work in the stock market. They forecast what will be the expected earnings, and by this time we know that the earnings from equity shares are in form of dividends and the capital gains you get once you exit from the share of the company. So we are examining factors, and under this the economy has and the company have the maximum weightage. Economy is influencing the price up to 30 to 35%, company 30 to 35%, and industry impact is 15 to 20%. Okay, now these are not standard values which we follow, but the people who trade on these technicalities or on these bases will give this roughly this much weightage to the scenario in the economy, company, and the industry. Okay. If I talk about the Indian economy right now, things are very uncertain, as our finance minister she announced yesterday that we are moving towards a shrink in the growth. Okay, but are the markets actually reflecting the fundamentals of the economy right now? Would anyone want to elaborate this? How is the stock market performing right now? None of you has any idea what is happening? Okay, Devansh is saying overvalued. Devansh, it is still undervalued. Why? Yes, Devansh, unmute yourself. Your studies are saying so. Okay, there's a mic problem. Actually, if you read the reports by our RBI governor, okay, you are saying Kabir correction has started. Okay, there's still a lot of gap between what the economy is actually right now and what the stock market is reflecting. So more correction is needed. If you read a speech statement by Shaktikanta Das, he's saying that this is happening for all the economies around the world. That somewhere the stock markets are showing more enthusiasm as compared to the economic fundamentals. Okay, yesterday there was a very interesting piece of information that there are some penny stocks in the market which are showing unrealistic gains. Okay, what is a penny stock? Anyone has any idea what is a penny stock? Yes, Devansh, you're absolutely right. 4,300% gain with zero profit. There's a company, a jam producer. I was also reading. It's by the name of Transglobe. तो कंपनी की जो बैलेंस शीट है उसमें लॉसेस हैं क्योंकि जीरो सेल है कंपनी की पर कंपनी का जो शेयर है दैट हैज इंक्रीज बाय 4,300%. So penny stocks are very small stocks, micro capitalized companies का जो stocks होते हैं जिनकी बहुत कम वो मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन होती है. कंपनी का नाम है ट्रांस ग्लोब कंपनी एंड देयर वाज वन मोर कंपनी व्हिच हैड शोन सम 1600 1700 Medicoat करके थी शायद कंपनी. You people also check. So they have proper losses because there has been zero sales. And yes, Ruchi Soya was also in news. It's still in news that again this company is showing unrealistic increase in the market share, and actually it is forcing SEBI to think about the guidelines for the market. Ruchi Soya is owned by which company? Yes, Patanjali acquired Ruchi Soya, and it has a very small uh, percentage of shares in the market. ओके आउट ऑफ द टोटल कैपिटल. तो फ्लोटेशन बहुत कम है मार्केट में पर बहुत बारी ऐसा होता है कि जब ऐसे गेन्स दिखते हैं मार्केट में तो एक्चुअल में इट स्पीक्स वॉल्यूम्स अबाउट हाउ द इन्वेस्टर्स आर ट्रेडिंग इन द मार्केट. बिकॉज जो मैं पेनी स्टॉक्स की बात कर रही हूँ या मैं जो अभी बात कर रही हूँ, there are many people who have entered, new investors, first time investors who have entered the market since March. Okay, so the report says that around 28 lakh people have opened their trading account. Sorry, there was some network issue at my end. I'll just present the screen again. It's taking a few seconds. Okay, anyways, I'll start the topic because okay, so we were talking about the market correction, and I was telling you that the fundamental analyst would then consider the should consider as per the market what is the performance right now in the Indian stock market, because it is on a it is performing decently, it is on a high right now, okay, and which has been described as unrealistic given the parameters of growth and what we are expecting. Okay, there has been massive job loss, all of you know, and the demand in the market is still very low. The consumption patterns have still not got back to the normal scenario, and that is presenting a green picture of the future also. But hopefully, things might come back on the track. So the fundamentalists, they work on past data, they work on present data, and then they make forecasts for the future. Now, what are the factors? What are the sub factors which are considered under each element of the fundamental analysis? We'll start with the economic factors or factors at the macro level, at the economy level. What can be the factors which affect the economy and will have an impact on industry, company? What are the
मैम
factors?
गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी।
Yes, Rahul, क्या बोल रहे हो?
मैम गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी ये भी हो सकता
गवर्नमेंट
है क्या?
पॉलिसीज में कौन से फैक्टर्स होंगे, कौन से इंडिकेटर्स होंगे? गवर्नमेंट तो बहुत सारी पॉलिसीज करती है अलग अलग एरियाज में.
हाँ मैम, मैम लाइक जैसे टैक्सेस मैम, टैक्सेस और
Yes, Absolutely right. Taxes. Okay, Rahul, you can mute yourself. You're right. टैक्सेस बहुत इम्पैक्ट करते हैं. टैक्सेस कौन सी पॉलिसी का पार्ट होते हैं? मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी का या फिस्कल पॉलिसी का? क्लास, taxes are part of which policy of the government? Is it the fiscal policy? Yes. Okay, so it is the fiscal policy, and right now there is a lot of tiff between the states and the central government regarding the GST compensation which they should receive from the center. So the states are saying that we are losing on our tax revenue because of GST, and let us see how the things unfold, because center बोलता है कि आप जो आपको लॉस हुआ है उसके लिए आप लोन लो हमसे. Okay, and there is a problem in the understanding there. Okay, so GST, which has been described as a major tax reform, still it is settling in, and such changes in the fiscal policy also have an impact on the working of an individual company. Apart from the fiscal policy, we have the monetary policy, all the more important right now. मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी में गवर्नमेंट बेसिकली आरबीआई क्या क्या डिसीजंस लेती है? व्हाट आर द मेन डिसीजंस टेकन अंडर द मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी? Yes, the foremost decision is regarding the interest rate, the rate at which the funds will flow in the monetary system of the economy. So all your rates, your liquidity rates, SLR, CRR, your repo rate, reverse repo rate, all this is decided under the monetary policy. Okay. Apart from this, what are the other fundamentals of the economy that we should consider when we are taking decision of investing in securities? What can be the other fundamentals which we should consider? So right now we see what is the forecasted GDP or what has been the actual growth पर क्वार्टर. जैसे आप करंट जो भी क्वार्टर की ग्रोथ है आप हमेशा उसको प्रीवियस फाइनेंशियल ईयर की ग्रोथ से कंपेयर करते हो और आप एक एस्टिमेट बनाते हो, एक ओवरव्यू बनाते हो हाउ द इकोनॉमी हैज परफॉर्म्ड ओवर द पास्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर. Okay. Apart from this, what is the inflation rate in the economy? How much is the inflation rate right now? Roughly, what is the inflation rate right now? Yes, anyone? Make a guess. What is the inflation rate right now? We are seeing inflation in the market. There is approximately a 7%, 6.7 or 6.8% है अभी inflation market में. तो inflation rate also actually, how is inflation affecting your investment? आप securities में invest करना चाह रहे हो, why would you consider inflation? What is the inflation in the market? Anyone? Should I call out names and ask? These are very general points. Yes, अनुराग, इन्फ्लेशन कैसे इम्पैक्ट करेगा आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजन? अनुराग, Okay, Ayushi, you will overvalue the stocks. ओवर वैल्यू कैसे? बेसिकली आप अपने रिटर्न को ओवर वैल्यू कर लोगे अगर आप इन्फ्लेशन को कंसिडर नहीं करोगे. ओके, it will reduce the purchasing power of the investor. Yes, basically simple terms में आपकी जो नेट रिटर्न है इन्वेस्टमेंट की वो कम हो जाएगी, क्योंकि जो भी हम रिटर्न देखते हैं इन्वेस्टमेंट से दैट शुड बी इन्फ्लेशन एडजस्टेड. Let's take a simple example. You invest in a fixed deposit right now. You will get a return somewhere between 6 to 7% per annum. Okay, and the inflation also is approximately the same right now. तो आपका नेट रिटर्न क्या बनेगा इस इन्वेस्टमेंट से? जीरो बनेगा. Okay, if you adjust the inflation, it might be a 0.5% or a 0% return from investment. ओके, तो जो रियल रिटर्न है आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट का दैट यू गेट टू नो व्हेन यू एडजस्ट इट फॉर इन्फ्लेशन. ओके, so inflation also becomes a very important economic factor that needs to be considered when we are taking the decision of whether to invest in a share or not. तो आप वैल्यूएशन कर रहे हो सिक्योरिटी की, आपको ये फैक्टर कंसिडर करना पड़ेगा. ओके, तो this is how you represent the fundamental analysis. It is a 3-tier analysis, and you can follow either a top-down approach or a bottoms-up approach, and you analyze the factors at all these 3 levels. Okay, so I was talking about the economic factors. We have discussed fiscal policy, monetary policy, inflation. ओके, जीडीपी जो आपका ग्रोथ का फोरकास्ट है. देन what is the status of forex reserves? Anyone has any idea what is the latest in the forex reserves? Start following financial news. No idea any latest update? Our forex reserves are at a all-time high right now. Okay, and if I talk about FDI, then FDI has also increased in the lockdown. If you go as per the government reports, FDI has increased. What is the difference between FDI and FII? Which is more, which is a long-term investment, FDI or FII? FII is foreign institutional investment, and FDI is foreign direct investment, which is long-term investment. Yes, so Sachin says FDI. Yes, you people are correct. FDI is a more long-term investment because you are investing in the real assets of a company, say in the manufacturing capabilities or R&D of a company. But when the investment is made in the stocks, securities of a company, then that is known as FII. So FII is called as hot money. ओके, हॉट मनी क्यों होता है FII? क्योंकि बहुत इजीली जो फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स होते हैं पैसा पुल आउट कर सकते हैं मार्केट से, एंड दैट इज व्हाई मेनी अ टाइम्स व्हेन there is a sharp fall in the stock market, it is attributed to withdrawal of funds by FIIs. Okay, so for any economy, FDI would be more beneficial as compared to FIIs. Okay, then you have business cycles. Business cycle क्या है कि हर जो इकोनॉमी है वो मूव करती है अलग अलग स्टेजेस में. आपने प्रोडक्ट लाइफ साइकिल भी करा है, जैसे इंट्रोडक्शन स्टेज होता है, देन देयर इज ग्रोथ, सैचुरेशन एंड फॉल. Similarly, every business also moves through various stages. You have a growth stage, and फॉरेन इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स रजिस्टर्ड होते हैं राजकुमार, ऐसे इसका कुछ नाम नहीं होता, ये सब रजिस्टर्ड होते हैं सेबी के साथ और ये पैसा लगाते हैं मार्केट में एंड एज आई टोल्ड कि दे इन्वेस्ट विद अ शॉर्ट टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव। जहां पर भी जिस भी इकोनॉमी के इनको फंडामेंटल स्ट्रॉन्ग लगते हैं, स्टॉक मार्केट में वाइब्रेंसी दिखती है, they invest and then there is a proper list which is maintained by SEBI because they have to follow the rules of the stock exchange. Okay, so there is a proper guide. There are proper guidelines for the FIIs, and but it is a very sensitive investment in the sense that easily impacts the stock market. ओके, बिकॉज ये शॉर्ट टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट पर्सपेक्टिव से मार्केट में एंटर करते हैं। ओके, आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट बिजनेस साइकिल्स। बिजनेस साइकिल्स, you have a stage of growth for any economy, then there is a fall, there is a depression, and then there is a recovery stage. So we say that every economy will move through these stages, every business will move through these stages, though the time of a stage is not fixed. Okay, so what will be the duration for which a stage will last is not fixed, but yes, these stages are necessarily observed with respect to every economy or business. Okay, so then monsoon agriculture, a good monsoon is a forecast for a good agricultural growth. Then what are the infrastructure facilities? The government makes sure to invest from time to time in infrastructure because it is not only improving the standard of living but it is also generating jobs. Okay, and apart from that, what are the demographic factors? What is the population growth? What is the age distribution of the population? Like we say that India has the youngest population in the world, but actually में जो youngest population है उसी ने सबसे ज़्यादा jobs lose करी हैं during this lockdown. Okay, so if you see these report by CMIE, what is CMIE? What is the full form of CMIE? कभी आपने ये वर्ड ही नहीं सुना, ये टर्म ही नहीं सुनी, CMIE? None of you? Center for Monitoring Indian Economy. Now जो भी जॉब लॉस हुआ है उसमें जो मैक्सिमम इफेक्टिव अफेक्टेड एज ब्रैकेट है that is 25 to 29 years of age. They are the ones who have been the biggest sufferers of this lockdown or this slowdown which is happening right now. Okay, now we move to the industry level factors. If I talk about the industry levels, again very general, these are some of the classifications for industry. You have growth industries, you have cyclical industries. Cyclical क्या होती हैं? जो मूव करती हैं अलग अलग स्टेजेस में, कुछ टाइम कुछ इंडस्ट्रीज को in certain time periods they see a high growth rate and there might be other times of the year when they see a downfall in the demand. Okay, like हम बोलते हैं कि जो ऑटोमोबाइल्स की डिमांड है, oil will be Ashu, you are saying oil will be a cyclical industry. Okay, why cyclical industry for oil? How will oil be a cyclical industry? I'm not sure. What is your reasoning behind this?
There is a study which says oil prices move in direction like in a cyclical manner. So that is why I'm saying that oil industry can be cyclical.
ओके, प्राइसेस की मूवमेंट आप बोल रहे हो कि अप एंड डाउन जो होती है ड्यूरिंग द ईयर?
Yeah, not during the year, over a particular time period. If like there was a research paper I studied, so it was like
ओके,
referring to it as a cyclical industry.
okay, okay. So that is some new information. Even I have no idea about this information. So there might be an observation by analysts that there is a movement in the global prices of oil, and it might be termed, as you're saying, as a cyclical industry. Okay, a closer example is is the automobile industry. So around Diwali or around the year end, when offers are given on the purchase on the loan facility, then these industries see a spike in the growth. Okay, डिफेंसिव इंडस्ट्री, डिफेंसिव अभी आप देख ही रहे हो सबसे ज्यादा डिफेंसिव जो इंडस्ट्री है वो एफएमसीजी है, इन स्पाइट ऑफ द fall in the demand with respect to other industries, or whatever be the state of economy or the crisis which has hit the economy, such industries will continue earning income, will continue expanding. Okay, this is the industry life cycle, which is quite similar to the product life cycle you people would have done in marketing management. Okay, when we study the characteristics of an industry, we see what has been the past growth in the industry, what is the future forecast for the industry with respect to the demand, growth in demand, what is the profitability, what has been the profitability structure in the industry, then nature of competition. So nature of competition will tell you how many players are there in the market, and then you also analyze how are the closest competitors performing, the government policy, what is the labor scenario. You people must have read that now with the outflow of labor from big uh, cities, the businessmen here are facing labor shortages. Okay, so when people, the labor class migrated to their hometowns, to their villages, now the business units are facing labor shortages. Though now people are returning to the cities again, okay, and the situation is expected to improve in the future. Okay, and the last level analysis which we do under the fundamental analysis is the company analysis. So you analyze the fundamentals of the company you are planning to invest in with respect to what is the business model they are following, how is the management of the company, very important, because credibility of the management is very important, that makes sure that the company will sustain itself in the future. Okay, so if you have good directors on board in your company, then the name sells. Okay, then corporate governance. What is corporate governance? How do you abide by the laws? How transparent is the functioning of the government, and how responsible you are to the stakeholders of the government? Okay. Then is the corporate culture. So what are the values of the company? What is the vision of the company? All comes under the what is the working style, the policies of the company, they come under the corporate culture of the company. Okay, now this is a very general overview, but we also consider the quantitative factors, and these are very important. कितनी earnings हुई हैं, what is the PE ratio, what is the PE ratio, what is the full form of PE ratio?
मैम प्राइस इंडेक्स रेशियो।
प्राइस इंडेक्स ही पीई है, प्राइस अर्निंग रेशियो होती है। ओके, प्राइस टू इक्विटी नहीं होती बेटा, प्राइस टू अर्निंग रेशियो होती है। वन ऑफ द मोस्ट popularly used ratios, which is equal to the market price of the share divided by the earning per share. Yes, it is the price earning ratio. So as I say, it is PE ratio is the NPS divided by the EPS, market price per share divided by the earning per share, and it to a large extent reflects what is the true performance of the share of the company. But again, this ratio can be misleading also. Misleading in the sense कि market price से मार्केट प्राइस आपकी पहले रेशियो आ रही है 500, आपका मार्केट प्राइस था और अर्निंग पर शेयर आपकी 20 थी, आपकी जो पी रेशियो आ रही थी वो 5 आ रही है। अब अगर ये मार्केट प्राइस 100 भी रहे पर ये अर्निंग पर शेयर 10 फॉल कर जाए, तो you see your PE ratio has increased while the earning of the share has actually fallen. Okay, so in that sense, PE ratio can be misleading. You have to consider it with the other fundamentals of the company. So there is a new ratio which is more realistic as compared to the price earning ratio, which is known as the PEG ratio, which is price earning ratio divided by the growth rate in the earnings of the company. So it is said to be a more realistic indicator as compared to the PE ratio. When you are using the PE ratio, you have to be very careful. Okay, vice versa case भी हो सकता है, आपका 100 मार्केट प्राइस है पर आपका अर्निंग पर शेयर 25 इंक्रीज हो जाए, तो उस केस में आपकी पी रेशियो 4 हो जाएगी। ओके, so all these factors have to be considered when you are making decision on the basis of PE ratio. Apart from that, what are the other fundamentals you consider? The earning before interest, taxes, depreciation, what is the profit after tax, the earning per share, then leverage. Leverage is how you use your fixed cost funds to maximize the earnings of the equity shareholder. ये सब हमने करा हुआ है कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस में, तो सबसे ज्यादा इसमें जो मैटर करता है वो आपका फाइनेंशियल लीवरेज होता है कि आप डेट यूज करके इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स की अर्निंग्स को कैसे मैक्सिमाइज कर सकते हो। Then there are a number of profitability ratios that we can have a look at: return on assets, return on equity, operating profit, net profit ratio. We have done in accounts. Okay, and more relevant are the valuation ratios. These are some of the valuation ratios which are used when you have a look at the previous performance of the company. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. We'll stop here. Technical analysis we'll take up in the next class. Any questions? Any questions, anyone?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so thank you class. Have a nice weekend. You people can now exit. I have also posted the PPT on the Google Classroom. Okay, so have a look there, and if you need some extra questions, then let me know. I will send the PDF of the book questions. Okay, okay, thank you.
मैम
हाँ जी राहुल बोलो।
मैम वैसे टेस्ट कब है?
टेस्ट अभी अभी डिसाइड नहीं करा मैंने टेस्ट.
अच्छा ठीक है मैम.
I'll let you know
ओके मैम.
next week or week after. I'll tell you in advance. Okay.
ओके ओके मैम. ओके, थैंक यू सो मच.
Okay, Yuvraj. Okay, give me a reminder. I'll send the PDF of the questions. Okay.